Of all the thieves and highway robbers who have ever lived, by far the politest was Robin Hood. He liked to entertain those he robbed as guests in his own home. Although his home was a rough camp in Greenwood, which was in the thickest and darkest part of Sherwood Forest, his table was always heavy with rich food and wine. He was very choosy about those whom he invited to his lair. He only liked to rob the best sort of people, nobles, knights, barons, and leading figures of the church. He treated his victims with such great courtesy and hospitality that afterward some of them said that it had been a privilege to have been robbed by Robin Hood. One day Robin and his men had been out shooting game in the king's forest. It was this habit that had made them outlaws in the first place, for the king's brother, John, had declared that all the forests belonged to him, and anyone who hunted there without his permission would face severe punishment. King Richard himself would not have deprived the foresters of food. But he was away fighting wars overseas. While he was away, his brother John ruled England with cruelty and injustice. On this day the hunting had been good, and Robin Hood and his men were looking forward to a fine dinner. "But let us not be greedy and keep all this fine food for ourselves," said Robin. "I will not eat until I have a worthy guest at my table. Little John, go and find me a fitting guest and invite him to dine with us." Robin greeted the knight with great courtesy. "Welcome to Greenwood, gentle Sir Knight, all ours is yours." They washed their hands together in the stream, and then they dined on pheasant, trout, cuts of venison, and barley bread, then swilled it down with plenty of red wine. "I have not eaten such a dinner in these last 3 months," declared the knight, "and if you visit my castle, I shall make you a fine feast in return." "Ah," said Robin, "I would much prefer, kind sir, that you pay before you leave, for it is the custom in Greenwood that a peasant's son such as I should not pay for a night." The sad expression returned to the knight's face. "Shall make you a loan of 400 pounds and you shall repay the abbot." The next day at the monastery of St. Mary, a monk spoke to the abbot. "Your worshipful grace, today the knight must repay his loan or forfeit his lands." "He will surely forfeit," replied the abbot, "for I do not think he will find 400 pounds in so short a time." When the knight and Little John arrived outside the monastery, they changed into their poor clothes again, before entering and asking to see the abbot. The porter at the gate said, "That surely is the shabbiest and saddest-looking knight that I ever did see." Inside the main hall, the knight knelt down before abbot. The abbot did not greet him, but said straight out, "Well, have you brought my money?" "Not 1 penny," replied the knight. And unable to move, he claimed his prize, £1 in gold, but the nobleman's friends would not pay. Instead, the judge of the contest drew his sword and was about to kill the peasant for his impudence. Seeing this, the knight rode up and declared, "The man that harms the victor of this match will have to contend with me." The nobleman's friends did not want to take on a knight, and they released the peasant. "Follow me," said the knight, "and I will take you to join Robin Hood and his men." The peasant agreed, for he knew that if he did not, the nobleman would get him later. The knight arrived late for his meeting with Robin, and when he explained what had delayed him on the way, Robin said, "Gentle Sir Knight, consider the 400 pounds a gift. For I will not accept a penny from a man who stands up for justice." "Then take these," said the knight, and he showed Robin the 100 arrows plumed with peacock feathers. That evening the gentle knight was a guest at Robin's table for a second time. And they feasted until they could eat no more.